All right, everybody. Week 5. We're up 16 units on the year. We have another big volume week. Physically, I feel like I got beat up and I'm coming down with something. But mentally, I feel sharp. I'm seeing the board clearly. A lot of interesting games today. And I think we start off with one that two of us don't really feel too strongly about and just get that out of the way.
So yeah, let's start off with New Orleans and Seattle. What do you, Rob? You have a play on this game?
Yeah, I ended Wednesday's preview with an official play on this one. I like Seattle catching 6 at the time. I still like Seattle today, getting a lot of big money on that spread. I think it's down to 5 at most spots, but like Seattle, I know as Birds fans, we're also rooting against New Orleans in any outcome. I'm also happy taking Seattle money line, taking that half unit to go along with the spread play. I like them early on, so I'm sticking with them today.
I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan today, as we all are. It's just a lot of points in the Saints team. I just feel like at some point have to figure it out and win a tough football game. I can't put my money on either side because I don't trust either team, but I don't disagree with you, Rob. I just don't feel strongly enough about Seattle.
Saints win a tough football game. It sounds like something we could profit from. So yeah, I'm happy with even a Saints like field goal win gets us in the money. So
yeah, it's certainly a lot of points here. I would lean to New Orleans though. Personally, I just think this is a game they have to win. They need a statement game. I mean, if you go to 1-4, it's over. I think you have to set the tone here if you really want to go try and compete for the playoffs. But like Mike said, I'm rooting for you, Rob. Definitely a Seahawks fan today. It's not a play for me. So we'll go to Houston and Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, Jacksonville's laying 7. Don't remember the last time they've done that.
I know.
What do you guys have to say about that?
We were kind of talking about this earlier. Personally, I don't know if the Jags are deserving of laying 7, but I don't want to be on the tail end of Houston trying to backdoor cover that 7. That's a stay away play for me. My gut says Houston, but I just don't want to have to deal with the Texans trying to chase a backdoor like every other week in this game.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. I'm not on either side. I don't want to lay the 7 with Jacksonville at home, and just like you said, Mike, trying to fight that cover end of the game. I think the game could be decided by the fourth quarter, and then, like you said, maybe we're trying to backdoor that with Davis Mills and co. But it's a pass for me this week.
Yeah, I'm with both you guys. I'm not ready to lay 7 with Jacksonville, and Houston is awful. I'm going to pass on that. We go to a game that I like, Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Kenny Pickett is getting 14 on the road against Josh Allen and the Bills. What do you guys like?
Yeah, you need to walk me through this one, Sean, because for me, it's like a something's got to give game. I'm seeing a lot of strong money coming in, backing the Tomlin underdog spot in Buffalo, Pittsburgh catching 14. But at the same time, as we've bet, the past couple of years on this Buffalo team, they can cover big spreads, and they tend to. And we've played it first half, first quarter, quarters, like we've played it every which way. So at this point, I feel like, again, like which trend gives here. So walk me through the Pittsburgh plus 14 side and sell me on it, because I don't have anything in on this game right now.
First of all, it's always good to be catching points with Mike Tomlin as your head coach. I'll definitely take 14. I feel like it's just way too many points. I think it's an overreaction to the rookie starting. But I would actually prefer Kenny to Mitch. Kenny last week, as soon as he comes in, he's looking down the field. They have playmakers that he can get the ball to, and I just think it opens up their offense a little more. And there's just some extra value on the spread starting the rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I like that angle a lot.
It's also could be a look-ahead spot to the Chiefs. Sorry to cut you off there, Mike.
There you go.
But, I mean, they could try and get in, get out early and just sit on the lead the last quarter or so.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this one earlier, too. The back door is always open when you're getting 14. Like, no matter what happens, I hate being on the side when you're laying 14 points. You need the game script to go in your favor the entire time. That's just so many points against a tough team that's been tough forever. So that's a clear stay away play for me, because I just don't know how that's going to shake out, because the Bills can cover 14, but I'm not backing them laying 14 points ever.
Yeah, completely understandable. That's an official play for me, plus 14 for the Steelers. We'll go to Tampa. Tom's got a lot going on in his life. You guys, they play the Falcons, laying 10 now. Do you guys have an opinion on this game?
Rob, I know you have an official play, so you just take it away.
Yeah, Sean, throughout the week, I've just been waiting to see how high this number is going to climb, and it looks like 10 is probably where we're going to settle. I wound up buying in a half a point only for an extra 9 cents on the vig. So I'm taking Atlanta plus 10.5. Yeah, lock on Tampa Bay. With the way Atlanta's been playing well, I like the way Mariota's been running the offense and been competitive in a lot of games. I think it could be a little too much now, and just with the way that the money's evenly spread across that 10-point spread, with just less than a third of the tickets coming in Atlanta, I think, again, to me, the market's telling me Atlanta's not a bad pick either. So hold your nose, pick the bad team, and not the bad team. I think, the worst team in this matchup, Atlanta, but I'm expecting them to remain competitive in the divisional game.
I just don't know,
I know Pitts is out too, which is big, right? But even still, I think that adds that's what we saw that number climb, and then once you get over that 10,
they haven't used them anyway.
Yeah, I don't worry about Kyle Pitts at all. I'm more concerned about are the Bucs going to respond positively this week? Is this going to be the week where they go bananas? And also, I worry about Atlanta being a one-dimensional offense against a tough defense like Tampa Bay. I mean, if they aren't able to move the ball on the ground, then the Bucs cover that game. I think you're on the right side, Rob. I just can't get on that side with you.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this game completely. There's just too much going on with Tom and his real personal life. The Bucs defense just got maybe not exposed, but embarrassed last week against the Chiefs in a pretty favorable spot to me at home, in a game that I really like them. Atlanta, I would definitely lean to. That offensive line is going to keep them in most games, I would think. Their offense is solid. I think they're still perceived like a bad team, and they're definitely not a bad team. But it's a stay away from me. Lean to Atlanta. Let's go with Justin Fields and the Bears going to Minnesota to take on Kirk Cousins at the only prime time slot that he could play, 1:00.
I personally just don't give a shit.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I could just pass. I don't even want to talk about this game.
Rob, you got anything?
No, nothing on this one. I think that's not even worth moving on.
All right, cool. Let's go to Washington to take on Tennessee at home. Mike's favorite, Carson Wentz. What do you got?
Go ahead, Mike. Take it away.
I'm doing it again. You can't tell me this line does not say Washington again. Eventually, they're going to win a football game. The Titans are so banged up, and everybody is throwing in the towel on Washington, and they're only getting 1.5. I'm doing it again. I'm ready to get hurt 3 weeks in a row. I don't care. The play is Washington again.
I'm not going to let Mike die on the hill alone. I'm riding the other third of the market that's going back in Washington. I'll ride with Vegas' side. I'm sure Vegas is sporting Washington every which way. I think there's a lot of money coming in on Tennessee. Let's go the opposite way. Let's take Carson Wentz to finally get one in Washington. Ugly.
Yeah, I think you guys are on the right side. I just can't get there all the way to pull the trigger there. But Tennessee's pass rush hasn't been as good as the Eagles and the Cowboys the last 2 weeks, like Washington has faced. I think he's going to have a little bit more time to make some plays. It's a desperation spot for them out of conference. Tennessee's coming off a couple big wins. So I would lean to Washington, but it's nothing that I'm getting involved with.
You should never get involved. It's just like a toxic one. Just don't get involved.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It definitely takes a couple years off your life watching one of their games. We got a backup quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater, who I'm not sure isn't better than the starting quarterback.
Ooh.
And we go to New Jersey to take on the Jets.
I love how you slid that in there, Sean. That was great.
I always got to take a shot.
That was good. But I'll tell you what, this is my favorite play of the day. We put it out on Wednesday. Love Teddy covers. Teddy 2 gloves in New York, -3. Even big. We put it out on Wednesday. I love the play. As I'm looking at locking it in, you come in loving Dolphins on the group chat. So stars are aligning here for TYP. Miami's the favorite play of the week, for me at least. And Zach Wilson, Mike loves his interception props. He's looking up interception props earlier. He's like, locking in Zach Wilson. Mike, what's the line again?
This is an official play at -185. And that number to me says Zach Wilson seeing ghosts today. Yeah. That is a wild number. Zach Wilson, they get a win. They have a cute game. People think that the Jets are trending in the right direction. The Dolphins are coming off of just like a really ugly scenario. That was tough to see last week. The Dolphins are the play. I don't like taking a cute team against a bad team, but the Dolphins are the play. And for them to solidify themselves in the AFC, this is a must-win, handle your business, and beat the hell out of the Jets. That no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's a big play for me.
I agree. This is my favorite play of the weekend. The Dolphins aren't losing anything going from Tua to Teddy. Teddy can also throw the ball at the line of scrimmage. I mean, everything with this offense goes through their receivers after the catch. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if we're getting value using a backup quarterback, I'll take that all day. Zach Wilson's going to give us the football. The Dolphins have an opportunistic defense. They've been taking the ball away. So I definitely like the Dolphins defense to stand up here and Miami to cover on the road.
I have a quick question before we move on, though. If you look at the spreads around the league this week and you look at a lot of good teams playing a lot of bad teams and they're huge spreads, do we really think that Tua is worth the at least field goal that Vegas is giving him?
No chance. Tua's an average quarterback. But
and so is Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, right.
What do you think it would be? You think it's about 6.5 with him in there?
I would prefer to see Teddy.
I think before the injury, the look ahead was like 5-6.
Yeah, it's a 3-point difference, and I just don't see how Tua makes a field goal difference in this game. Personally.
No, I agree because I agree with Sean. I was going to say the same thing, that I think Teddy just integrates very well with the offense, and I think he can just distribute the ball to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, get the ball out. Raheem Mostert, look to him get involved a little bit in the game. I like this Dolphins offense today.
So we got an official play there. Wait, yeah, Mike, are you on that as well? All three of us?
Yeah, that's around the horn. So that's a big one for us.
For sure. Next, Justin Herbert goes to Cleveland to take on Jacoby Brissett and the Browns. The Browns are catching 1.5 at the dog pound.
I know you have an official play on this, Sean, so I'm just going to touch on it briefly. This is another big one for Justin Herbert. Is he able to beat a tough team by himself? They got the run game going, but the Browns' D-line's healthy. Chargers' O-line isn't. And I'm in agreement with the side that you're about to touch on, so you take that away.
Yeah, I'm on the Browns here, getting 2 at DraftKings this morning. I mean, their D-line's back. Myles Garrett's back. Jadeveon Clowney's back after missing a couple games. And the Texans last week just weren't able to take advantage of what the Chargers were missing in the trenches from injury, with Joey Bosa going out and Rashawn Slater being out. I don't think that will be the case today. I think the Browns are going to be able to run the ball, attack the quarterback. Chargers are still missing Keenan Allen. There's just too much going on over there. They're coming across the country. I like the Browns here in this spot, getting 2 points.
I think that's a really good play. And when you brought me to the light on that one, I was actually very excited about it because the stars are definitely aligning with the Browns on this one. It's just 2 different brands of football to me. One's nitty gritty, and the Chargers are banged up in the trenches. So get the run going, get the Herbert without his weapons. The play is the Browns.
Yeah, I'm riding with you guys. I like the Browns a lot at home. I think they just run the ball on the Chargers. Yeah, I don't need to say anything else on it.
All right, we'll go to the number 1 offense in the NFL. I don't know who would have said that before the year, taking on Bailey Zappi. It's Bailey, right? Or Billy?
Who cares?
Bailey, right? Yeah, all right. Bailey Zappi and the Patriots laying 3 at home.
Well, I'll say this much. I'm going to hand it off on Mike for the official play on this one because this came from him first earlier in the morning. But I will say this: look out because this might be the beginning of the Bailey Zappi New England era. I like this kid from Western Kentucky. I think I think there's a lot of cult love for him. I think he's going to keep New England in this game. But take it away, Mike.
I don't have a side, and you guys know I'm not really a total person, but the Lions are the #1 offense in the NFL. Is that what word around town is?
That is the word around town.
Okay, that's word around town. Give me the under. Everybody and their mothers on the over. Under 46.5. You're going against Bill. So obviously your offense never looks as good as it does anywhere else. Bailey Zappi, I'm not sold on him. I don't really know what you're saying in this guy that you think he's the future in New England. But I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion. All the stars are aligned, and then you look at the market, everybody's on the over for some reason, and then that's a huge play around the Twitter world is the over in Detroit, New England game. Give me the under 46.5.
Yeah, riding on it.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything with this game. I wanted to take the Lions, but I mean they're still a little banged up. I'm not taking them on the road at all for the rest of the year. They can't stop anyone from scoring 40 points. You just can't back that team on the road. I'm just staying away. San Francisco in a really weird line, -6.5 in Carolina. This game screams trap to me. What do you guys think?
Well, I think, Sean, when you were out this week, Snail came on, and I forget if this was when we were talking with him or if it was a part of the Wednesday preview, but he said, when he tells his boys about the TYP fellas, it's like you got to hold your nose and you got to just make some picks with these guys, right? But, at the end of the day, it just trust it. It works, right? I hate Carolina. I hate Baker Mayfield. But tell me, sell us on Carolina and tell us why you convinced us on Carolina today.
Everybody loves the Niners for beating the Rams. Is that it? What else do we need to say? I'm talking like Trump with my hands right now. It's the ugliest team in football right now. Everybody is selling low on the Panthers, and it's only 6.5. And the Niners beat up on the Rams. Man, I'm putting a half a unit on Panthers money line. I'm not even taking the points. I don't want any parts of it. I think the Panthers win outright today. This is that game where, to me, the dog completely controls the entire flow of this football game. 2 weeks ago, Jimmy G's the worst quarterback in football. After going into this week, the Niners are one of the front runners to win the NFC. I'm confused about where the Niners really fall in the lay of the land. Give me the Panthers outright.
Yeah, this just seems too trappy to me. The Niners coming off a big win in LA or in San Francisco against LA last week. Coming across the country here, they're just leaving that 6.5 there all week, really. And the Niners money is just coming in. I'm sure the Niners teasers are coming in. I lean to your Carolina money line play. I think their defense can keep them in most games. Their defense isn't awful. It's just Baker Mayfield is going to keep me off this play, and he can't complete the ball. But, I mean, that weird shit happens any given Sunday. I think Carolina really wins this game. I really do.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's one of those guys that you get nervous about every time he steps back in the pocket.
Yeah, he's got to step up at some point.
And that Niners defense is tough still. So
sure.
I worry about him. But the market, the spot, everything to me, I'm taking the Panthers.
All right, we go to an NFC East rival, Cooper Rush and the Cowboys taking on Matt Stafford in LA. Getting the Rams are laying 5 here, it looks like now.
How do you feel about that, Mike? That line coming down?
I don't care at all. I mean, this is like exactly what we were talking about with the Niners. Everybody's off the Rams. Everybody's on the Cowboys. I'm taking the Rams. The Rams at home. I think Cooper Kupp's actually going to expose Diggs today. He's going to bite on a couple of those screens, and I think McVay is going to look like a different type of play caller. I don't know what it is. Why can he not beat Shanahan? That dude has his number.
For sure.
Yeah, NFC West has this weird hierarchy of who can beat who between McVay, Shanahan. I mean, great games, but yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I'm still riding with the Rams on this one. I like him. We took him -5.5. And I'm all right. Yeah, even with the coming down, I still see enough on the market to like the Rams here.
I mean, you knew Dallas was going to get Cowboy love in the market. They do every week. So that's just take that into consideration. If the Rams are the play, now you just need to weather the storm that is Micah Parsons. If you're able to do that, they win this game handedly.
Yeah, and that's what keeps me off this game. I would lean to Dallas here, although Cooper Rush is starting to get a little too much love. But the Rams, what they've shown me is they can't block for Matt Stafford, and they have nobody else to go to outside of Cooper Kupp. It's just not a team I'm looking to back right now. The last two teams, I mean, the Bills destroyed their offensive line, and the Niners destroyed their offensive line last week. I'm not sure that the Cowboys don't come in here and do the same thing today. So it's going to be a stay away from me. But we have the Sunday night game, great game. Joe Burrow and the Bengals going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, who can't close a game out to save their life.
I think on that note, Sean, that's why I'm going to back as an official play Baltimore -1 first half. On Cincinnati. I like that. Obviously they're one of the better first half teams in the league, much like the Eagles, right? And like you said, there's that inability to close out games. I like the Ravens to win the game. I like them laying the 3 at home. I think this is a good, prime time, big game, big spot for Jackson and the team to really, step up, especially after the way last week went and the Dolphins game, right? So get right spot for them. But my favorite play out of that, angle out of that is that first half play.
I'm still not sold on the Bengals. And to me, Lamar is trying to get the huge contract. You're in a prime time game against a division rival. These are the games that you need to win to get the big bag. And that's a fact. And there's all this turmoil about how they cannot close a game. I do think that they handle business tonight. The Ravens -3 are an official play for me. I know we're kind of going a little bit with the general public here, but I'm just taking what I believe to be the better football team and a guy that's hungrier in this given moment in Lamar Jackson. So the Ravens -3 an official play.
Yeah, I'm also currently on the Ravens -3, although, Rob, you might have just talked me into a first half play. I might have to swap that out. I really like that first half play angle. But the Ravens need a win here. They need to beat somebody up. The Bengals are coming off a win that, I mean, they didn't really play all that well. In the trenches, they haven't been good. They haven't fixed their offensive line. They spent a bunch of money to get the same crap production out of their offensive line. That's not a team I'm looking to back anytime soon. The Monday night game, we got Derek Carr and the Raiders taking on Mahomes, laying 7 in Kansas City.
Do you want me to go and put myself out there first?
I mean, you sound so excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm really nervous because I like the Raiders +7.5. But then we were talking about Sean brought up how the last 2 games went against them and they got the shit kicked out of them. I'm still not fully in on the Chiefs. I think the Raiders are still going to be in the mix to make the playoffs. This is a game they're going to have to win, or at least keep close. That's my opinion. And fade the public Monday night over a touchdown. Give me the Raiders +7.5.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, they're not even getting 30% of the tickets or the money. So the books are going to be rooting for the hometown team. They're going to be wearing Derek Carr jerseys, Devontae Adams. So let's party up on Monday night and ride with the Raiders. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I would lean to both you guys, to both your guys' side, but it's not something I'm going to make official right now. But we have one more game. Our Philadelphia Eagles, still the only undefeated team in the NFL. Although the Giants did just beat the Packers.
I am seeing that. Are they for real?
No, I don't think so. But I didn't watch this game, so I don't know what happened here. But they looked like shit in the first half. Everything went to Saquon for like 12 plays in a row. You can't win like that.
No.
But I don't know what just happened in the second half here.
I think it says more that the London, you got to take out the London element. But
yeah, for sure.
You have in Green Bay, then they're on the bird schedule at home, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, laying 5 in Arizona against what has been a really disappointing Cardinals team to start the year. You guys have an opinion here?
I am not fading the Birds anymore. I'm sorry. I'm done. Like, all right. Like, if the letdown spot is going to happen today, look ahead to the Cowboys, then I'm making an official play on the under. I like the under 48.5. It's getting most of the, majority of the money with a little bit of a third of the tickets. So get the market, big money's on the under. I think Mike brought up earlier that this game could be a little sloppy. And again, if it is a letdown spot for the Birds, which I don't really know if it is. I also lean towards the Birds laying even the 5.5, but I'm going to play the under 48.5.
So I'm just going to explain that every time I've bet for or against the Cardinals, I've gotten them wrong over the course of the last 3 years, every single time. So as an Eagles fan, I'm taking the Cardinals.
We appreciate that.
It just has to happen. There's the letdown spot thing, but it doesn't, to me, if you pay attention to the Eagles throughout the middle of every week, there aren't really letdown spots for that team. Yeah, right now they are rated arguably the best team in football, and people are starting to say that, but they're not treating themselves like they are. So I'm still high on the Birds. The Cardinals kind of stink. I've only been saying that for 2 years, but I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 5.5 as an Eagles fan. I hope the Eagles win by 4. Shit.
Yeah, I worry a little bit about the letdown with the look ahead to the Cowboys, but this is a pass for me. I lean to the Eagles, though. I think last week was the letdown spot, and they just cleaned it up quickly and proceeded to beat the shit out of the Jaguars. I don't know that they come in here sloppy and just not ready again early. So, I would lean to the Eagles first half, laying 3.5, but it's a pass for me. The best first half team in the league versus the worst first half team in the league. Kind of simple there, but it's just going to be a pass for me.
Sean, didn't you say that the Cardinals are averaging what?
4.5 points in the first half through 4 games.
God.
Eagles average, I believe it was 24 in the first half.
Man. I'll tell you what, if the Cardinals come out early and get a first score or get the first 2, there could be a great spot to back the Birds live. That's a game you definitely check the live lines on.
The middle for your plus 5.5, or 5.5 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I would love if the Cardinals do get in the end zone first today, and then I can take the Birds, find a happy medium between the two with possibility of hitting them both. This is a big volume slate, and it's looking like that the Giants, the NFC East is not as bad as people are making it out to be. The Giants are beating teams around the league, Dallas is beating teams around the league, and the Eagles are beating the shit out of everybody. So.
Yeah, well, let's see Washington. We recruit some of that Washington investment before we go that far. But I agree that that game today alone, this morning, is something's going on up in New York, and that's going to be interesting. Those matchups, Eagles Giants matchups this year.
They're buying in. The dude, that first game against, was it Tennessee?
Yeah.
Get the win. I respect it, and it's looking like that play call is paying off, and they're going to be in the mix for the rest of the season. With this record, they're playing for playoff potential too, and they're playing for the division. Shit, they're still in the mix.
Let's hope they come close and re-sign Daniel Jones and are stuck with him for the next 4 years. You can win 7-8 games all you want because you're not a real threat with Daniel Jones as your quarterback. So if he tricks you into a contract, sounds good to me.
Yeah, well, it's looking like I'm going to hit the first bet of the day. The first bet is always the one you want to get out of the way. You just trend in the right direction. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this all out loud. But the first bet is the best one to hit, for sure, in my opinion. So we're getting that one out early. Everybody, we're doing a giveaway. You want to go see the Birds play Dallas? We're doing a giveaway. Get involved on that. Get on the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube page, do us all a favor. We're giving away money, tickets, and we're giving out money every Sunday. So how you doing? All right, everybody. Go Birds.